Look, the guy was adorable, but he was eating all my Reese's Pieces.
Give them to the government.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, welcome back. We're here with Mark Duplass, and she's an advice columnist as well as an etiquette expert. Please welcome Miss Polite.
Hello.
Hi.
Nice
to meet you.
Mr.
Hello
Holland.
there.
Nice to meet you. Oh, thank you very much. What a gentleman. What
Okay.
a gentleman.
Thank you for coming.
Well, it's my pleasure to be on your wonderful program.
Thank you. Should I have kissed your hand like Mark did, or?
You don't have to kiss the hand of a lady, but it certainly is very polite.
If
and
you
I
don't
appreciate
feel
it.
that she's a lady, you don't kiss it, I think is what it is, right?
Okay, well,
Let me get at that thing.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
oh,
All right, good.
it was too wet.
Too wet? How wet
I
is
would
too
tell-
wet, really?
Even a little bit of wetness in the first greeting is too much wet.
Your manners are impeccable.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get to some questions. I have a lot of them. Let's start with restaurants. Okay, when you go to the restroom at a restaurant, is it polite to try the handle or should one knock on the door?
When entering a restroom, you always want to give a knock, 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 wait. If somebody says occupied, then you stand outside and wait for them to be through. If they do not, you can enter at your will. Let me give you a little story.
Okay.
I was at a Chili's, and I went to what was a unisex bathroom, and I forgot my own rule. And I opened it to find a huge fat guy taking one of the nastiest, smelliest shits I have ever seen in my life. Now, this gigantic son of a bitch ripped off a bare-ass fart in my face. I was caught in a cloud of stink, and I almost puked my brains out just trying to get out. So you'll remember, nasty, smelly shit, don't do it. Knock, 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 occupied, you wait.
And those are good manners.
Those are good manners.
Makes sense to me, Scott.
Yep.
You know what? Why don't we switch topics, switch gears a little bit? Parties. When should one arrive at a party? If you get there too early, sometimes it's uncomfortable, but you don't want to get there too late.
Another story. I arrived at a party early. As I was standing outside waiting for them to get me at the door, I saw two dogs on the neighbor's lawn each other. Now, it was a Dachshund and a Boston Terrier, and they were really giving it to each other. And actually, the Boston Terrier made direct eye contact with me as he blew his load.
That could happen to anyone, no matter what time of day they arrive at a party.
I guess in some world it was polite for the dog to have looked at you while he was ejaculating, so there were some manners involved.
I never want a man to ever look at me when he's ejaculating. In fact, I'd rather, if I have my druthers, be in another room.
In another room? How would
Yes.
that work?
When my husband is about to approach orgasm,
Right.
he gives me a sign, which is most of the time he starts crying, and then I know to run as fast as I can into the bathroom and shut the door so I don't have to see it, taste it, smell it, be near it.
How does he finish once
I
you've
don't know.
removed
That's
yourself?
a man's business.
Yeah.
I have been married to my husband for 17 years, and I am dry as a damn bone.
All right. You know what? Why don't we just move on to tipping? What's the polite amount to tip?
Now, I was at a Mexican restaurant.
Oh, boy.
And it was wonderful food. I mean, they had a fresh guac that they
Sure.
made at the table. I don't know if they've ever come and done that for
they've
you.
done that a lot. I'm just waiting for you to get to the terrible
No,
part.
no. And it was wonderful. And I said, here's 20%. At any rate, I get home, I hit the can, and that's when the explosion started.
Okay.
Now, I started blasting diarrhea so hard, the force of it actually lifted me above the toilet. And I was thinking I should call NASA. You know what I mean? This is a situation. Make sure you're not going to shit yourself to death before you put down that extra 20%.
You know what? We have to come right back. We'll be right back with that big Valentine's Day dance. The future of love is at stake. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back.